Solar-powered cold storage is transforming agriculture across Africa, helping farmers preserve perishable crops, cut post-harvest losses from as much as 50% to under 2%, and access lucrative international markets while reducing reliance on costly and unreliable electricity. In Kenya, rosemary, basil, and other high-value crops destined for European supermarkets are benefiting from pay-per-use refrigeration services that eliminate the need for costly upfront investment. Here's a report.
Kenyan farmer Yvonne Anyoni Mumia walks in the early morning between rows of rosemary, basil and other crops destined for European supermarkets. She once worried that transport delays or extreme heat could spoil much of her harvest, but now relies on a solar-powered storage service to keep her produce fresh. The pay-per-use model offered by cold chain company SoCo Fresh charges farmers based on kilograms stored, parts of a trend in Africa towards using solar-powered cold storage to help prevent one of agriculture's most persistent problems, food spoilage.
Before I started this, I worked back in terms of finding how the best people have been doing it. And one of the main challenges was having cold storage so that you're having food straight from the farm, goes fresh by the time it's temperature controlled straight from when you're after the harvest and all the way till when it reaches the final consumer. You see, when you do that, you increase the shelf life and the product comes in crisp. Everyone makes a profit, yeah?
The Food and Agriculture Organization estimates that up to 40% of food produced in Africa is lost between harvest and market, largely due to poor storage, transport and processing infrastructure. Solar-powered off-grid cold rooms, warehouses and cooling hubs allow farmers and traders to preserve perishable goods without relying on expensive and unreliable electricity grids. This shift is gaining momentum across Kenya, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Rwanda and South Africa.
So when it comes to post-harvest loss, we find that where cold storage is integrated and used well, you move from having 40 to 50% of your produce getting lost to under 2%. And that's because it's very effective as a technology to be able to extend the shelf life of produce.
In countries such as India, China, Japan, the Netherlands and the United States, sophisticated cold chain networks allow fresh produce to remain marketable for weeks. In many parts of Africa, however, farmers often lack access to cooling facilities and must sell their crops immediately after harvest, suffering significant losses.
So we need to solve for how do we make this utility sustainable and bankable so that then the projects beneath them or the projects where they're expected to offtake can also be bankable and so that is really the way we need to think about it.
Analysts say such innovations are becoming increasingly important as African countries seek to improve their food security while reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Traditional cold storage systems often depend on diesel generators, particularly in areas with unreliable electricity. Solar-powered alternatives can reduce fuel consumption and operating costs while lowering emissions. Funding remains a challenge. Africa Bureau, WION, World is One.